Redshirt freshman quarterback Austin Day had a record-breaking performance in his win last week versus Davidson. He set the program's record for passing yards in a single game with 440 yards and tied the record for the most touchdown passes in a single game with 5. He was 21 for 33 with 440 yards and 5 touchdown passes, and even had a rushing touchdown of his own. Wide receiver Justin Christian caught 3 touchdown passes to tie the program's record for the most receiving touchdowns in a single game. He had 246 yards and 3 touchdowns on 8 receptions. After forcing overtime, the Red Foxes converted on both of their overtime possessions, and the defense came up with a game-winning stop on 4th and 2. Performance record-setting 440 yards, 5 touchdown passes. How do you put your performance into words? Could you even put that into words, your performance last week?
Honestly, it just kind of naturally happened. Can't really put it into words for you. I went out there and did my thing, you know. I got a little crazy like the second quarter, but my teammates, they calmed me down and whatnot, and it allowed us to play better, and we moved the ball second half, and I was really proud of how we executed. Huge role. If you don't have great guys like these guys behind your back and like keeping your head up, you're not going to be able to succeed. And then luckily I did have that, and I knew I would because these guys are great, and they helped me pick my head up, kept positive thoughts flowing through my brain, and it allowed me to play better second half.
And you obviously linked up very well with Justin, so how do you describe your connection that you two have?
I know he's a dynamic player, and I know how to get him to work. So I just put the ball out there for him. I know he's going to run under it and go get it. So I have full trust in him, full trust, and yeah, more from here, more and more.
Man, I was just focused. I came out there with a mentality that I was going to attack Davidson's secondary, and came in with a big stat game and helped my team win.
How do you describe the connection that you and Austin Day have? You guys linked up a couple times. How do you describe the connection that you two have?
It was a really good connection. It was assisted by the offensive line. They held up, gave him enough time to hit me deep, and we excelled in that, the vertical passing game, and we just lit up their secondary.
And how do you keep this momentum moving forward, going over to Kentucky this weekend? How do you keep the momentum moving forward?
Just watching film, just staying focused, and practicing hard, making sure that me and Austin are connecting in practice, and that we're keeping all the younger guys focused and all the other players focused, and having that mindset that we got to come out there with that dub.
Coming off a win, what are some things that coaches kind of nitpicking with the offense this week?
Just making sure that we're executing a little bit better. Last week, I felt like we could have executed a lot better. We could have started faster. So we're just making sure that in practice, we're practicing a little bit harder and focusing and coming with that energy.
The biggest thing we got to do is got to cut down on the turnovers. The last 2 weeks, we've had 3 turnovers, and we can't put the defense out on the field on short fields. We really gave Davidson 14 points with short fields last week. So ball security and living for that next play is something that we've stressed. I think this is a completely different week because we faced the option the last 2 weeks. Now we're facing a quarterback that is much like ours. He can hurt you with his arm. He can hurt you with his legs. He's their leading rusher also. They run Q power. So it's a whole different week and a whole different mindset. The DBs now have to look at a bunch of different coverages where we've been in man the last couple weeks. So it's a completely different thing. But our defense, we bent a little bit, but when a big play needed to be made, the defense came through and got us off the field and ultimately got us to win.
Marist improves to 3-4 overall and 3-1 conference play. They'll travel to Kentucky to play Morehead State University this weekend. For Centerfield, I'm Tim Furgiuele.